story. So I do a lot of fantasizing about Jesse and Josh. Specifically, Jesse and Josh are the stars of my delusions, and I always thought that me and Josh would be a great couple married together. Even his ex-wife thinks so. Like she's team Stacy too. The thing with me and Josh is he there's just a lot of history. It's not about my body because we're old now. Like when we're old people, you're not gonna care that I got a stomach. Spoiler alert: women have stomachs because they have to grow babies and stuff. And some women don't have stomachs, and that's great. I have a stomach, but I also have real professional video. This video. This is one of my less professional videos. This is break time. This is lunchtime. Everyone needs a break from the seriousness of Stacy's depressing stories. So in a different world, I often wonder what life would have been like with Joshy. I say Josh P, but his Joshy. If we dated and stayed together, if I never slept with Jeff, Joshy and I would have been married and had babies. Now, this was when I was off of medication, so I talk like a child and I kind of write cringy stuff because I'm mentally incapable of writing coherent sentences, and it's because of my mental illness. But I do my best, but I'm like, I have to write. I am a great prophet. God, that's my schizophrenia. It's very, the pressure is intense. The intense feelings is something that I'm like, try to calm down. And Jeff would always be like, calm down. But you can't tell a woman to calm down. So then we would have discussions, and I don't yell or stuff. I just talk. We're talking for hours. We're talking, and I just follow around and talk. And I drove him crazy. So really, Jeff was marked safe from being married to me. I was the problem. Jeff Jeff had his failings, but I he tried really hard. We both tried very hard on that marriage, and it should just be known. I want him to meet Joe Rogan because I just feel that I'm just manifesting that for him. Who he needs to talk about our marriage, being married to Stacey Day, because Jeff's famous. Baby love, you're famous. So you're going to have to talk to people and get interviewed. And Joe Rogan is going to interview the J Boys. That's what I'm manifesting. The J Boys, Joe Rogan is a J Boy. I've been thinking about Joe Rogan ever since Fear Factor, ever since he was making attractive people eat cockroaches. I was watching that when I was 13 years old going, Joe, Joe Rogan, another J Boy. The J Boy thing is weird, isn't it? There's a lot of them. I would make dinner and he would do house projects. He would have grown bored with me, and I would have wondered what I did wrong, and he likely would have landed on the doorstep of divorce. He might have had Jesse over for dinner. Jesse and I found ourselves alone in the kitchen, Joshy hearing us laugh, then think something is going on, and I would assure him nothing is going on, and we would get into a fight. Me and Joshy kind of fight. That's what we do, is we fight. Setting up the notebook. But now, like, this wouldn't happen because Jesse's in a happy relationship. He's about to get married, and she's the one. Because I'm magic. So that's why I'm so depressed about it. Because we're like, Jesse's gonna get married. Oh, I'm happy. These are happy tears. And it's gonna be fine because what if even if me and Josh just like have a conversation, maybe we do the park, we do the whole situation. We go to Liberty Park and we have a conversation, maybe go down memory lane, maybe listen to some music, maybe set the scene, write a new book, write a new story. What would this story say? But in this book, in The Wild Mind, when I was off of my medication and crazy about the J Boys, I would assure him nothing is going on, and we would get into a fight. Jesse would find me and tell me he loves me. Then I would leave everything behind like I did with Jeff. See, that's what I wouldn't want to do to Joshy. I couldn't hurt Joshy with Jesse. So I think if I was with Josh, I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't leave Josh for Jesse, because I love Josh more than I loved Jesse. I love Josh more than I love Jeff. But Josh didn't love me, so I had to move on. That was the big problem, is he just wasn't. He was 17. He didn't want. I was like, so I choose you for everlasting love, and he was just like, can we just be high? Can we be 17 and just kind of chill and relax and not make this so serious? So I'm just like, no, we can't. But I wish we would have just been it. I wish I would, because what happens is I get mad, and then I hurt them with with another J boy, and then that only hurts me. But I'm just a girl out there looking for love, and it's a small town, and there's not that many of them. And for whatever reason, in 1989, 1990, all the moms were naming all the boys' names that started with a J. So there's Josh, Jacob, Jesse, John, Jeff, Martin Luther Smith, Jingleheimer Smith. That's what it sounds like whenever I tell the stories to people. And I tell them to everybody because they're so entertaining. Every time Jesse comes, my castle crumbles. When I was having Danny, Jeff stood by my side in the surgery room. He doesn't do blood well. He stood staring at my stomach, waiting to hear a baby cry, and then they pushed and pulled, and Danny came. Wait for this. Out there came Danny by the face. Then in Jeff's arms, Jeff and Danny left, and I stayed in to get sewed back up. They took me to recovery. And that's kind of what I feel like now. I feel like Jeff and Danny just walked out of my life, and I'm just an outsider looking in. If I was to talk to therapy about it and try not to cry, but I'm in Danny's life. Danny loves it. Danny has it set up. He goes, "This is how Danny talks." Let's talk about Danny. He goes, "So this is what we're gonna do. I need my dad. I like to chill with my dad and do dad stuff, and then I like to do fun stuff with you, and that's just how that's just the way things are gonna flow. Me and you, we go do fun family activities, and me and dad, we do the day-to-day stuff. And that's just the best setup for the situation. Because me and Jeff aren't good at adulting, so we're really just going to let Danny tell us what to do. He's a lot smarter than us, and we're kind of fumbling through life." But then it goes into how I named Danny. So I named Danny after um, Josh, Johnny, and Jesse. So Danny from Greece, and Danny from Pearl Harbor. So Danny from Pearl Harbor died, and then Johnny died right before Danny was born. And Johnny always looked like Josh Harnett, and then Josh, and then Josh's mom was in the room when I had Danny. So I always felt like that was a sign, because Josh is a good guy, and like, if I'm picking guys, I want to pick somebody that I would think would be comfortable around my child, and like, kind of named my baby after you. I don't want to make things weird, and I know I'm a deranged schizophrenic, so it's kind of weird. Like, I shouldn't lead with that if we get steak and potatoes, but I know that because I'm a celebrity in my delusional world of Jesse making me friends with Taylor Swift. But in my dreams, I'm with Josh. So, and when it first happened, when I thought that Jesse needed me to be obsessed with him, I was like, but I kind of have feelings for Josh, and you're Jesse, and you're gonna break my heart. Like, he was like, you're gonna break my heart, and he was setting me up. He set me up so bad for the greater good of mankind and Stacy's fandom. So welcome to what in the world is going on with Jesse, Stacy, and Josh, and Jeff, and Jacob. Those are the four that are living, and then Johnny. And Johnny's just in the sky chilling with my family, going, don't we just love Stacy and her love stories? But who I talk to every day is Shane, and Shane wants to get married and run to Florida, but the next day he changes his mind. So he's he's got he's got about 6 months to a year to really figure out if he's in love with me or not. And you gotta love me in sickness and health, because sometimes I'm not attractive. I'm getting older, I make funny faces, and I'm not 17 anymore, and I have a real body and things. But I'm looking for someone to really fall in love with who I am as a human spirit, and I just sometimes think that it's probably going to be Joshy. It's not. It's not. I just like teasing him though. Alright. That's the video.